Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Sanghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi,
Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Sanghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi,
Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Sanghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi,
Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Sanghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi,
Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Sanghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi,
Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Sanghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi,
Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Sanghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi,
Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Sanghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi.
Buddhaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi Dhammaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi Sanghaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi
Buddhaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi Dhammaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi Sanghaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi
Buddhaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi Dhammaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi Sanghaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi
Buddhaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi Dhammaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi Sanghaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi
Buddhaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi Dhammaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi Sanghaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi
Buddhaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi Dhammaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi Sanghaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi
Buddhaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi Dhammaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi Sanghaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi
Buddhaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi Dhammaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi Sanghaṃ Saraṇaṃ
Buddhaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi Dhammaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi Sanghaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi
Buddhaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi Dhammaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi Sanghaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi
Buddhaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi Dhammaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi Sanghaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi
Buddhaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi Dhammaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi Sanghaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi
Buddhaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi Dhammaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi Sanghaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi
Buddhaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi Dhammaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi Sanghaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi
Buddhaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi Dhammaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi Sanghaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi
Buddhaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi Dhammaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi Sanghaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi
A very good morning to everyone. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, and Namo Sanghaya. to the Most Venerable P. Seewalee Thero, the General Secretary of Maha Bodhi Society of India, Venerable Bhikkhunī Santini Therī, the Chief Coordinator of the United Theravāda Bhikkhunī Saṅgha International Dhamma Program, Venerable Bhikkhus and Venerable Bhikkhunis, Upasakas and Upasikas, Dhamma brothers and sisters in the Dhamma. I'm Bhikkhunī Sumangala, your moderator today, and it's my honor and privilege to welcome all of you to the launching of the United Theravāda Bhikkhunī Saṅgha International, in short, UTBSI Dhamma program. So on this beautiful morning in the East, and wishing all our Dhamma friends in the West a warm, cozy night, attending this launching. To begin with, let us reflect. 2 years ago, or 2 years of pandemic has shifted our perception to now truly recognize the noble truth of suffering and the teaching of the Buddha, to go beyond suffering. In 2022, so it's important for us to restore, renew, and rejuvenate with Dhamma. Indeed, Lord Buddha has shown us the importance of the 4 assemblies in the society, the bhikkhus, bhikkhunis, upasakas, and upasikas, as an integrated whole in practicing and realizing the Dhamma. And to bring this beautiful Dhamma to those who are seeking for well-being and the noble truth. So time has come for us to go beyond boundaries and to recognize our interdependence, to learn and to practice what is wholesome, and to support each other in our community and throughout the world. Thanks to the proper use of technology, that we are still able to gather together, to partake the merits, to listen and practice the Dhamma together as our lifeguard towards the ultimate freedom. Representing the Bhikkhunī Saṅgha, the UTBSI, the United Theravāda Bhikkhunī Saṅgha International, is committed to walk the path of the Dhamma, to provide support for the prolongation of the 4 assemblies, and especially for the support of Buddhist women, Bhikkhuni higher ordination, Dhamma education for the nuns and women, and uplifting the status of nuns and lay women. Let us be the source of inspiration and support for the well-being, happiness, and benefit of the 4 pillars of the Buddha and for the society at large. So we are very thankful to the UTBSI Dhamma Programs Organizing Committee for their conscientious effort to organize this event, and also much gratitude to all our invited speakers for their coming together to share their inspiration Dhamma journey and experience, and also their contributions in this launching. We also thank all the audiences for taking time to join us in this launching program. May this pave way for all of you to see and experience the inspirational journey of the Bhikkhunī Saṅgha for the prolongation of the Buddha Sasana. So we hope that all Dhamma brothers and sisters will remain attentive in this Dhamma program. And as this is an online program, we apologize if there's any internet line interruption. As all of us understood anicca, we seek your understanding to remain calm and patient. And if any of you wishes to give feedback or wish to thank and give words of encouragement, I kindly put in the chat. So do also support us by subscribe to our UTBSI YouTube channel and like us. So let us begin our program. And now we shall grace this occasion by recalling to mind the refuge in Triple Gem the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. And we shall now invite Venerable Bhikkhunī Santini Therī, the Abbess of Vihara Kusalayani, Sangha Bhikkhunī, Theravāda, Indonesia, the UTBSI Dhamma Program Chief Coordinator, to lead us on the taking of the 3 refuges in the Triple Gem. Let us now put our palms in our jali. Venerable Bhikkhunī Santini Therī, please. We have a bit of a
Gacchami Sanghang Saranang Gacchami Dutiyampi Buddhang Saranang Gacchami Dutiyampi Dhammang Saranang Gacchami Dutiyampi Sanghang Saranang Gacchami Tatiyampi Buddhang Saranang Gacchami Tatiyampi Dhammang Saranang Gacchami Tatiyampi Sanghang Saranang Gacchami. Itipiso Bhagava Arahang Samma Sambuddho Vidya Charana Sampanno Sugato Lokavidu Anuttaro Purisa Dhamma Sarathi Santha Deva Manusanang Buddho Bhagavati Vakhato Bhagavata Dhammo Sa Kaliko Ehipasiko O Panaiko Panchantang Vidithadhammā Vinyuhiti Supatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Ujupatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Nyayapatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Samīcipatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Yadidang Cattari Purisa Yugani Attha Purisa Punggala Desa Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Pahuneyo Dakhineyo Anjalikaraneo Anuttarang Punyakhetang Lokasati Nadhi me saranang anyang Buddho me saranang warang Etena sanjawantena Sotyate hoatu sabbada Nadhi me saranang anyang Dhammo me saranang warang Etena sancawancena Sotyate hoatu sabbada Nadhi me saranang anyang Sangho me saranang warang Etena sancawancena Sotyate hoatu sabbada Ratanyunang Bhikkhuninang Gotami Jinamatucha Tapita Agathanam Sada sothing karotuno Maha panya namangatha Khema Theri Dipakata Sawika Buddha Senthasa Sada Sothing Karotuno Theri Umpalawannaca Idhimanti Namuttama Sawika Buddha Senthasa Sada Sadhi Tarotuno Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu.
So thank you very much, Venerable Bhikkhunī Santini Theri. And may I, with great respect, and now introduce Venerable Bhikkhunī Santini Theri, the Chief Coordinator for the UTBSI Dhamma program. Venerable Bhikkhunī Santini Maha Theri, who is more well known as Ayah Santini, is the leader and spearhead of Sangha Bhikkhunī Theravāda Indonesia. Ever since she was little, around 7 years old, she had already felt the call of the heart to live a life as a samana. The determination grew stronger and no one was able to hinder her. On 29th of September 1990, she was ordained in Brahma Vihara, Ārāma, Bali, by the late Venerable Giri Rakito Mahathera as Meiji Santini. With a spirit that continues to burn, she went through every obstacles until she then was ordained as a Theravāda Bhikkhunī and eventually formed Sangha Bhikkhunī Theravāda Indonesia. Venerable Bhikkhunī Santini Theri not only built and developed trainings in Vihara Kusalayani and also other 3 viharas that's under her supervision and leadership, in which she fostered, but she also traveled to a lot of places in Indonesia and other countries to support the development of Dhamma. So she not only is well known in Indonesia, but she also received a lot of recognition and awards for her dedication in the Dhamma. She received the UN award for her outstanding as an outstanding woman in Buddhism award 2007. Recently also, through their contribution to the society, the Sangha Bhikkhunī Theravāda Indonesia also received an award of appreciation from the Indonesian government, Badan Pembina Ideologi Pancasila. So with Vasa period more than 20 over years, now Venerable Santini Theri has reached the title of the Maha Theri, a very senior bhikkhuni, and she is also a preceptor teacher, instrumental in the revival of Theravāda Bhikkhunī of the world. So in April 2014 and also January 2016, she was invited as the ordinator Pavatini in Perth, Australia. So on the 21st of June 2015, a historical event was initiated in Indonesia. Upasamana Bhikkhunī Theravāda Indonesia for the first time was held in a spectacular manner. And Ayah Santini also is my Pawatini at the event. So without further ado, we'd like to invite Ayah Santini to brief us and to introduce us to the United Theravāda Bhikkhunī Saṅgha International and to walk us through the objective of this international Sangha communion. Ayah Santini, please.
Most Venerable Bhikkhus and Bhikkhunis, my Dhamma sisters and brothers, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the opening of UTBSI Dhamma program. This is a wonderful occasion. We are all here to see that UTBSI has been established. Thanks to Bante P. Seewalee Mahathero, who has worked very hard to make it happen, for which we are forever grateful. UTBSI being so very young, we have lots to learn. Every one of us Bhikkhunis needs to make adjustment with this new situation and condition. Well, after all, we know that this life is characterized by anicca. So, although we do not yet have much experience in dealing with organizations, much less international organization, let us learn with courage and with wisdom if we want the fourth pillar to function well together with three other pillars. There is a price to that. Luckily, the Buddha has taught us in Karaniya Metta Sutta, this is what should be done by one who is skilled in goodness and who knows the path of peace. 1. Let them be able and upright. 2. Straightforward and gentle in speech. 3. Humble and not conceited. 4. Contented and easily satisfied. 5. Unburdened with duties and frugal in their ways. 6. Peaceful and calm and wise and skillful. 7. Not proud or demanding in nature. 8. Let them not do the slightest thing. 9. That the wise would later reprove. My dear sisters in Dhamma, Theravāda Bhikkhunis, let us practice the teaching, although we face so many obstacles. If we work hand in hand, doing the best way we can, we will overcome those obstacles as long as each of us give our very best without the defilement of atta, which will tear us down. Don't forget, we are the fourth pillar of Buddha Sasana. We must be strong, just like what our great teacher has shown in his endeavor. He did not stop fighting to the end. My dear Dhamma sisters and brothers, ladies and gentlemen, to fill this meaningful lifespan, UTBSI has planned various activities, which are, among others, 1. Buddhist heritage with Venerable Tathālokā Mahatheri as coordinator. 2. Dhamma programs with Venerable Santini Mahatheri and Venerable Sumangala Bhikkhuni as coordinators. 3. Pali English classes with Venerable Vidithadhammā Mahatheri as coordinator. 4. Festive programs with Venerable Vidithadhammā Mahatheri as coordinator. 5. Monastic trainings with Venerable Dhammananda Therī as coordinator. 6. Meditation with Venerable Bodhicitta Therī as coordinator. On this day, Sunday, 16 January 2022, UTBSI Dhamma Program Division will start the activity in order to share our experiences and knowledge in accordance with Dhamma. There are several objectives which UTBSI has. 1. UTBSI objective as a platform for Bhikkhunis around the world to share and contribute their knowledge, skill, and expertise in Dhamma and Buddha Sasana. So far, the Indonesian Theravāda Bhikkhunis have done a lot of activities. 1.1 pertaining to Pasampada as a witness in Australia, Sri Lanka, and India, as Pawatini in Indonesia and Australia, as Kamawacacarini in Thailand. Through that activity, we are so happy because we can directly see the revival of the fourth pillar of Buddha Sasana. We are happy to see that now the pillars are complete. We have Bhikkhu Saṅgha, Bhikkhunī Saṅgha, Upasaka, and Upasika. We have had some touching experiences. We noticed that many lay people, male and female, actually long for the existence of bhikkhunis. Some cannot help crying happy tears. Some women asked permission to touch a bhikkhuni. They could not believe their eyes. Before them stood a real bhikkhuni. Bhikkhuni as a member of Bhikkhunī Saṅgha. It was so touching. Well, at that time, there were only bhikkhus, no bhikkhunis. The existence of Bhikkhunī Saṅgha also helps women who want to have consultations. Having only bhikkhus, many women could not be frank to express their problems and seek solutions. Some women even caused bhikkhus to disrobe. Now that female lay people have bhikkhunis, they can easily and more readily come to bhikkhunis who, of course, can understand them better. We had waited for a very long time to have Bhikkhunī Saṅgha. I'm happy, extremely happy and grateful to live in this era when there is a Bhikkhunī Saṅgha revival, and happier, more grateful still to be a member of Bhikkhunī Saṅgha. Let us work hard to make Buddha Sasana stronger. Now that it has got the 4 pillars complete, let us live in a Dhamma life so that more women can join the Bhikkhunī Saṅgha in order to practice Dhamma in more optimal way. At the same time, let us show that women are not inferior to men. Let us prove that women can attain liberation just like men. That the Buddha was not wrong to say that women are equal to men in seeking and attaining liberation. 1.2 pertaining to promulgating Dhamma. Dhamma is needed everywhere. As through Dhamma we can better our life. We are happy to have the opportunity to give Dhamma talk in many places, both in Indonesia and abroad. We have been invited to several countries: Malaysia, Singapore, Hong Kong, Australia, China, and America. It is so good to know that Dhamma touched many hearts, many lives. 1.3 pertaining to conferences. We are happy to have participated in several international conferences as speaker in Thailand, India, and Malaysia, as participant in Cambodia, Germany, and Vietnam. We have also participated in Katina Puja in Thailand together with Venerable Dhammananda, in Vietnam together with Venerable Vidithadhammā and Venerable Suññatā, in Bangladesh with Venerable Gotami. We do Sima ceremony in Vihara Kusalayani with me, Venerable Santini, the late Venerable Seewalee, Venerable Vidithadhammā, Venerable Suññatā, and Venerable Dhammananda. Also, we do Sima ceremony in Bangladesh with Venerable Gotami, Venerable Dhammananda, and other bhikkhunis. 1.4 pertaining to social activities in Sri Lanka. We gave Chatupacaya for Sangha members, and we helped students with school bags and school stationeries. In Sri Lanka also, we lent a hand to the victims of tsunami disaster in the forms of Buddha image, dana or donation to several vihara, giving cooking utensils to food sellers, giving casting molds to brickmakers, giving scissors and other needs to hair cutters and beauty salons, giving sewing machines to dressmakers, giving rope spinners, giving computers, tables, chairs, books, and donation to students and teachers, snacks, and logistics. In Thailand, We gave dana to help build viharas, and we sent a dana to help the victims of flood. In Malaysia, we gave dana to help build meditation place. In Bhutan, we gave dana in the form of clothes. 2 UTBSI objectives as a platform to work together with Bhikkhu Sangha, Upasakas and Upasikas for the well-being, happiness and benefit of the multitude. It is a new experience as UTBSI is a new platform. Before we had UTBSI, we did not know the problems of bhikkhunis in other countries. Before we have UTBSI, we did not know the problems of having UTBSI. Well, we will have to learn dukkha, and we will have to learn how to come to the cessation of the dukkha. For that, each of us should work hard to be open and to be helpful. In short, we need to work hard to practice parami. We must learn to be tolerant, khanti, and loving, metta. We must learn to increase wisdom, panya. And there are times we must practice equanimity, upekkha. We must be firm, energetic, spirited in preserving this Bhikkhunī Saṅgha, aditana and virya. We must be generous to one another, dana. We must be truthful, sincere, not hypocritical, sacha, etc. And we lucky to have the arena for practice. Well, things are always difficult, but only at the beginning. There are multiple learning experiences and happy occurrences we have tested. 2.1 Attending and participating Upasampada in Indonesia and abroad. 2.2 Accepting relic from Sangaraja, Thailand. 2.3 Accepting invitation to attend the funeral ceremony of Sangaraja, Thailand. 2.4 Attending the funeral and cremation of Venerable Dr. K. Sri Dhammananda, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. 2.5 Attending the funeral and cremation of Venerable Dr. Raj Trapal, Bangladesh, who lived in India. 2.6 Holding various practice trainings, Pabaja, meditation, Dhamma class, Buddhist ceremonies with Upasakas and Upasikas, giving blessings, homes, shops, factories, chanting parita, births, birthdays, sick people, old people, orphans, old people's homes, transferring merits. 2.7 Giving counseling. 2.8 Doing social activities. 2.9 Welcoming Vihara's branches. 2.10 Giving Dhammadesana and helping lay people in many places in Indonesia archipelago. 2.11 Taking good care of Ayah Sila since she was sick until she passed. 4 pillars worked together. 2.12 Pilgrimage to India. 2.13 Meditation in India. 2.14 Helping in Pabaja Samanera activities in Malaysia. 2.15 Helping in Bhikkhus programs, meditation, Dhamma talk, teaching. 3 UTBSI objective: to propagate the virtues of humanity, respect, kindness, and wisdom in accordance with Noble Eightfold Path for the progress and liberation of humankind. In this pandemic time, we clearly watch anicca, just like what our great teacher has taught. Automatically, all activities have had to change direction. Our routine activities find their new shape. Technology steps in which in some ways are really helpful. Before pandemic, physically we had to go here and there, which were a tutor for these deteriorating bodies. But now technology really helps. Our physical health improves because we can stay in one place and do much more meditation. And of course, it can be done more seriously using social media application. There are many activities we do here from our Vihara. 3.1 online Dhamma talks for Viharas, education campuses, TV and radio. 3.2 social media sharing. 3.3 providing opportunities for generosity to get an access. Many lay people donate to pandemic COVID-19 victims, natural disaster victims, poor people in need, for medicine, education, coffins, funerals, etc. 3.4 training programs, Pabaja, meditation, Dhamma class. All our activities here in Indonesia cover all religions because we want to do good to human beings regardless of their beliefs, ethnics, etc. After all, suffering is experienced by all beings. It is our duty as disciples of the Buddha to help reduce their suffering the best way we can. As Bhikkhunis, we are entitled to do the best way we can to strengthen the revival of Bhikkhuni ordination, to improve the quality of Bhikkhunī Saṅgha, to participate in society and to live the Dhamma life as Buddha has taught. Most importantly, it is our duty to eradicate dukkha, to attain liberation, nibbana, with the purity of our intention as the fourth pillar of Buddha Sasana. Let us work together in harmony, putting aside our differences and sincerely work hand in hand with the other three pillars. Through this UTBSI, let us not do bad karma through mental, vocal, physical actions. Let us do good karma through mental, vocal, physical actions. And let us purify our hearts and minds. With the launching of these programs as the first activity of UTBSI, there will be other programs such as Dhamma class in February from 17th to 23rd in order to commemorate the Parinibbana of Mahapajapati Gotami. My dear Dhamma sisters and brothers, see you in the next program. Thank you.
So thank you, Ayah Santini. And it's with great happiness that we see that throughout this pandemic, all the bhikkhunis too have transformed themselves in terms of learning more languages. Even in the past, Ayah Santini mostly speak in Bahasa Indonesia. Today, she can speak very fluent English. And we are truly rejoiced that now the United Theravāda Bhikkhunī Saṅgha members begin to also expand their knowledge and skill so that the Dhamma can be propagated to more and more people across the boundaries, across languages. So we truly rejoice with all this good development. And we also can see that the Theravāda Bhikkhunis has done much in establishing this fourth pillar and in moving forward from revival to the development and to the progress. So we thank again all the senior bhikkhunis, all the Mahatheris for leading and making this effort to start and also to lead others into this journey for the betterment of mankind. So next, we'd like to be happy to introduce our Venerable Bhikkhu, the Most Venerable P. Seewalee Thero, for kindly giving us the blessings for this launching of the UTBSI Dhamma program event. The Most Venerable P. Seewalee Thero is serving as the 12th for the term 2013 to 2014, and also the current General Secretary of Maha Bodhi Society of India since 2016. The Most Venerable P. Seewalee Thero has been instrumental in giving support to the maintenance of the Buddhist sacred holy sites, the continuous restoration of the fourfold assemblies, regeneration of Buddhism in India, and the restoration of Bhikkhunī Saṅgha around the world. Under the able leadership of Maha Bodhi Society India, and also the Most Venerable Bhikkhu P. Seewalee Thero, the Chief Sanghanayaka, General Secretary of Maha Bodhi Society of India, they have played a vital role in the revival of Theravāda Bhikkhunī order in the world since 1996 and 1998, and recently the Bhikkhunī Upasampada in Bodh Gaya in 2019. And recently in November 2021, celebrating the 25th anniversary of the revival of Theravāda Bhikkhunī in the world, the Most Venerable P. Seewalee Thero has announced the inclusion of 5 senior bhikkhunis of the United Theravāda Bhikkhunī Saṅgha Indonesia, who have been dedicating their whole life for the propagation of Buddha Dhamma as the members of Maha Bodhi Society of India. Indeed, it is an honor. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. We sincerely and gratefully thank the Most Venerable P. Seewalee Thero for his genuine compassion and wisdom in the prolongation of the Buddha Sasana for the well-being of all. However, today we receive a message from the Admin Secretary, HQ Maha Bodhi Society of Kolkata, that the Most Venerable is not able to join us as he's unwell and going on some medical treatments. Nevertheless, the Most Venerable P. Seewalee Thero wishes the UTBSI Dhamma program a success. The Most Venerable expresses his happiness and gratitude to all the Bhikkhunis coordinators for their noble initiatives for the sake of the Buddha Sasana. So with Bhante's blessing, let us now rejoice with the meaningful launching of the UTBSI Dhamma program, followed by the chanting of Jaya Parita.
Jayanto Bodhiya Mule Sakyanang Nandivandano Ewang Tuang Vijayo Hi Jayasua Jaya Mangale Aparajita palang kesi se patawi kare abhiseke samba bundanang anggam panto pamuadati sunangkatang sumanggalang Supabatang suhuntitang sukhano sumuhunto ca suyitthang brahmacari supadak kinang kaya kammang waca kammang padang kinang Mano kamang paniya diyate padang kina padak kina nikatawana labhantate padang kine Bhavatu samba manggalang rakantu sabba devata samba buddha nubhavena sada soati bhavantu te bhavatu sabba manggalang rakantu sabba devata Sabba Dhamma nubhavena sada soati bhavantu te bhavatu sabba manggalang rakantu sabba devata sabba sanghanu bhavena sada soti Bhavantu te sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Now the UTBSI Dhamma program is officially launched with much blessings from all. May all continue to grow in the Dhamma and be well, safe, and blissful. So in this special launching, in putting Dhamma into practice, we'd like to extend our heartfelt thanks to the Most Venerable P. Seewalee Thero and for Venerable's good health. May we now compose our mind to read metta to the Most Venerable P. Seewalee Thero for 1 minute. Let us calm our mind down and compose with metta in our heart. With thoughts of loving kindness, may Bhante be free from danger, be free from physical suffering, be free from mental suffering, be well, safe and peaceful, with the blessings of the Triple Gem and the merits of the 4 assemblies. May Bhante have speedy recovery and be blessed with good health always. May all beings be well, safe, and find peace. Let's begin. May all beings be well, safe, and find peace. May all beings be well, safe, and find peace. May all beings be well, safe, and find peace. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you very much. So as we begin the journey, since the official revival of the Theravāda Bhikkhunī in 1996 and 1998 in India and spread to Sri Lanka and many other countries, the going forth and higher ordination for Bhikkhuni and Dhamma propagation conducted by Bhikkhunis have been growing locally and internationally. We are grateful to the dutiful and wise senior Bhikkhus, the Maha Theras, who following the path of the Buddha compassionately and wisely guide the Bhikkhunis to continue to uphold the Dhamma Vinaya for the well-being of the Sasana. We have just celebrated the 25th anniversary of the revival of Bhikkhuni in the world in November 2021. And in December 2021, also we celebrated the Sanghamita Theri Day, organized by Maha Bodhi Society India, and also the Anagarika Dhammapala Institute of Pali and Buddhist Study, and the United Theravāda Bhikkhunī Saṅgha International. Since the revival of Theravāda Bhikkhunī, today in 2022, there are more than 2,000 Bhikkhunis and Samadharis in Sri Lanka, and more than 200 in Thailand, more than 50 in Vietnam, and in other countries, east or west. The numbers of Bhikkhunis and Bhikkhunis center continue to increase year by year. This gave opportunity for more devotees to partake the merits, to learn and practice the Dhamma from the Bhikkhunis, and to also donate and build Ārāma for the Sasana. In unity, the Bhikkhunis are recognized by their unwavering and diligent practice in the Dhamma, and by righteous conduct in accordance to the Dhamma, by propagating the true Dhamma according to the Tipitaka, and by their contribution to the society near and far. As seeing is believing, although we are restricted from traveling physically. Today, we would like to give you a virtual tours to some of the Bhikkhunis monasteries, centers in the world, and their Dhamma propagation program for the well-being, happiness, and benefit of the society. This will be only the part one, yeah? In future, we will introduce more, but today we will introduce a few. So first, let us sit back and relax and enjoy the tour. First to the Dhmmadharini Monastery in USA, led by Venerable Bhikkhuni Tathālokā Therī.
Dhmmadharini, Northern California. Dhmmadharini means to uphold the Dhamma in the female form. Dhmmadharini is a community of Theravāda Bhikkhunis in Northern California's San Francisco Bay Area with 2 locations, Dhammadharini Monastery in the San Francisco North Bay, Ariya Bodhi Forest Hermitage on the Sonoma Coast. San Francisco North Bay Area, Dhammadharini Monastery is in the center, Ariya Bodhi Forest Hermitage on the upper left. Red Dhamma wheel marks Buddhist temples, monasteries, and centers in the area. Dhammadharini Monastery, the center circle, in the Sonoma Mountain area of the little Old West town of Pengrove. It's between the cities of Santa Rosa, Petaluma, and Sonoma, the area of the Native American Kotati people. From Dhammadharini Monastery, marked with gold, to Ariya Bodhi Hermitage, the red teardrop. It's a little more than 1 hour to drive on country roads. For comparison, about the size of the old Rajagaha Sima in Buddhist history. Ariya Bodhi Forest Hermitage at the red teardrop is on the Sonoma coast in the coastal mountains. It's 120 acres monastic hermitage within 340 plus acres of private forest preserve. It's natural Pacific redwood forest, which has been logged twice, now privately protected land. Neighbors with Buddhists, Black Mountain Retreat Center, Ratnaling Retreat Center, and Odeon Mandala. Note that it's named Aranya, but not true Aranya in Vinaya, as it's within sight and sound of tiny, quiet forest retreat village Dharma Creek. Us at Ariya Bodhi Hermitage and Dhammadharini Monastery, beginning and middle of the 2021 Vasa. Our Dhammadharini, founding abbess, preceptor, and teacher, Venerable Bhikkhuni Aya Tathālokā Maha Therī. Dhammadharini, vice abbess and teacher, Venerable Bhikkhuni Aya Sopana Therī. Our Dhammadharini monastic community consists of Maha Theris and Therīs, senior bhikkhunis, preceptors and teachers, as well as new bhikkhunis in training, seminaries, female novices in training, anagarikas in white robes with 8 precepts, and nekamas in white or black and white clothes with 8 precepts and with hair. Exploring and entering monastic life and ordaining as a bhikkhuni. People come from around the United States and around the world to experience and explore monastic life with our Dhmmadharini community. The stages listed here are basically the same as previous in reverse order. Also, bhikkhunis, seminaries, and anagarikas from around the world regularly come to visit us and stay with our community, to teach, to learn, to explore, and practice together. Sometimes they come to reordain or further ordain. Entering monastic life, stage 1, requesting and receiving anagarika, precepts, and training. Shaving with full white robes and 8 precepts. They may request dependency with a bhikkhuni teacher. They can become anagarikas for 1 vasa or for 1 year, minimum of 1 month's commitment. Entering monastic life, stage 2, requesting and receiving seminary pabaja and precepts with nisaya. Donning saffron brown patchwork robes with alms bowl and 10 precepts, no money, under dependency with a bhikkhuni teacher, generally 2 years. Entering monastic life, stage 3, requesting and receiving full bhikkhuni upasampada ordination. Exam and ordination with the Bhikkhunī Saṅgha, followed by confirmation and completion of full ordination with the Bhikkhu Saṅgha. Under dependency with the bhikkhuni teacher, initial bhikkhuni training with the bhikkhuni teacher, 2 years. Those ordained supported by Dhmmadharini, locations in US and around the world. In the picture, those fully ordained as bhikkhunis in 2021 have enabled and supported German and UK Bhikkhunī Saṅghas coming into existence this past year. Ordinees supported by Dhmmadharini, locations in North America, in California, Virginia, sometimes North Carolina, South Carolina, New York, and New Jersey, in USA, and Vancouver and Ontario in Canada. Ordinees supported by Dhmmadharini, locations internationally, in New Zealand, Australia, Germany, Wales, Austria, and England. How do we live the monastic life here? Daily, weekly, monthly, yearly. Daily monastic life includes meditation, communally and individually, chanting in Pali and English, receiving dana offerings of food, groceries, and supplies, drop of Dhamma, Dhamma teaching and discussion, mindful work. Weekly, Pindapat, Pindacharya, alms rounds, although not during pandemic, meditation class in the morning, sutta study and discussion in the afternoon, meditation and Dhamma talk in the evening, and Uposatha fortnightly on the new moon and full moon. Forest alms round, walking for alms to our local forest retreat village with Dhamma discussion in the open afterwards. Town alms round, walking for alms in our local town and farmers market, offering Dhamma discussion in the park, town square afterwards. Yearly monastic life includes Vesak Buddha Day, both online and in small groups in person during pandemic, Dhamma Day and Vasa Aradhana, invitation to enter the Vasa, Vasa observance per Vinayam, Katina robe offerings after completing Vasa, winter retreat for 3 months, January, February, March. Vesak Buddha Day during pandemic, hybrid small in-person and larger online event. Yearly, 3 special Bhikkhunī Saṅgha commemoration days. 3 important yearly commemoration days for Bhikkhunī Saṅgha normally are commemorated in person, now commemorated online during the time of pandemic. September Full Moon International Bhikkhuni Day, the founding anniversary of the Bhikkhunī Saṅgha. December Full Moon Sankhamita Day can be celebrated just in one day or in a series of special commemorative days marked over 6 weeks' time leading up to Anula Therī, the 1,000 Bhikkhunis ordination, and Arahanta. February Full Moon Atami or Ashtami, 8th day after the full moon, Mahapajapati Parinibbana Day. Yearly meditation retreats. Yearly times of deep, intensive personal and communal retreat time. During the 3 months of the Vasa, during the 3 months of winter retreat. Also, we have group retreats inside and out, although not during pandemic. Yearly winter retreat, January, February, March at Dhmmadharini Monastery and Ariya Bodhi Hermitage. 2021 winter retreat followed the video retreat teachings of our late most venerable Bhikkhuni pioneer, Dhamma and meditation teacher, Ayakema. Our 2022 winter retreat is following the 33 Nibbana sermons of our late most venerable teacher, Katukurunde Jnanananda Thero. How do we live the monastic life? Continued. People often ask, how are you supported, especially in America? There are challenges to support. It's different than in Buddhist Asia, where there are many Buddhists accustomed to supporting Buddhist monastic Sangha. It's different for us Bhikkhunis than with the Bhikkhu Sangha, who have many traditional Asian Buddhist supporters in USA. We stand strong on principle. Our Bhikkhunis and seminaries do not have jobs, do not personally receive monetary donations. Dhmmadharini does not charge any fee to monastics for their lodgings or any requisites, nor any fees for any monastic services like funerals, memorials, or ordinations. Whatever food, robes, and medicines and supplies are offered by the lay community to the monastic community are shared with the resident and visiting bhikkhunis and seminaries per vinaya. All financial donations and heavy properties, or garubandha, are received by and stewarded by the upasaka and upasika, lay officers and directors of Dhammadharini Support Foundation as Kapya Karika, with the assistance of on-site and remote stewards and volunteers. Dhammadharini Support Foundation is a registered nonprofit organization with federal, state, and county tax-exempt status. From the support page online. The Alliance for Bhikkhunis also supports us, a registered nonprofit organization with federal tax-exempt status supporting Bhikkhunis in USA and internationally. This is from their website, Bhikkhuni Projects Needing Support, their offering of pavarana to Bhikkhunis, and their donation page. Like to share gratitude and blessings with Anumodhana from our entire Dhammadharini Bhikkhunis community to all generous friends and supporters with the Dhammadharini Support Foundation, the Alliance for Bhikkhunis, and the World Bhikkhunis Support Fund, who make living this way of monastic life in the Buddha's way possible. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you and Anumodhana. Triple gem blessings to all.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So I can see traveling from Vihara Kusalayani, Indonesia to the US. We can see there's so much that the Bhikkhuni have done and is providing for all to come to learn, to practice the Dhamma and to support the Buddha Sasana. And all the Sangha also continue to grow. And now we also like to introduce to you some interesting biography about Venerable Bhikkhuni Tathālokā Therī, and to share journey in the Dhamma. Venerable Bhikkhunī Tathālokā Maha Therī is an American-born Theravāda nun, scholar and Buddhist teacher. She is also the founder of Dhmmadharini Vihara, co-founder of Ārāma Bodhi Hermitage. She is also a recipient of the 2006 Outstanding Woman in Buddhism Award, a presenting scholar at the 2007 International Congress on Buddhist Women's Role in the Sangha, and was appointed as a preceptor for the historically significant 2009 Bhikkhunī ordination held in Perth, Australia. Now let us put our palms together to invite Venerable Bhikkhunī Tathālokā Therī to share with us her inspirational journey of Dhamma as one of the earliest Bhikkhuni and founder of the Bhikkhuni order in the US.
Namo Buddhaya, Namo Radhanataya. Greetings to all venerable members of the Maha Sangha, to our esteemed keynote speaker, Venerable Peace Seewalee, Sanghanayaka Thero, to my renowned Venerable Bhikkhuni Co-ordinator colleagues with our United Theravāda Bhikkhunī Saṅgha International, UTBSI, and to all our fourfold Sangha and manifold Sangha around the world. First, I would like to offer my congratulations to our organizer, Venerable Bhikkhuni Santini Mahateri, and to the entire UTBSI on the occasion of the launching and introduction of the UTBSI Dhamma program. Pioneering Dhamma journeys, acknowledging the significant contribution of the Bhikkhuni revival to the renewal of the early Buddhist three trainings of Sila, Samadhi, and Panya. Resilience and fortitude in the face of decimation. Following strong spread and development during its first 1,000 years, the millennia leading up to the 2500 Buddha Jayanti in May 1956, saw Buddhism severely impacted by political vicissitudes in almost all areas in which it had traditionally spread and been established. From Gandhara and the Indian heartland to Sri Lanka and South Asia, to Indonesia and Malaysia, then China, Korea, and Japan in East Asia, and in Southeast Asia, in Burma, Laos, Vietnam, and Cambodia. In many places, the Sangha and Buddhism was completely or nearly decimated. However, the early Buddhist teachings and practices bear tremendous qualities of resilience and fortitude. In the 19th through 21st centuries, we've been blessed to witness and be a part of a great revival, with the rise of the Vipassana movements and global spread of Buddhist practices of insight and mindfulness meditation, Samadhi and Sati Sampajanya. Likewise, the 19th through 21st centuries have witnessed a progressive revival in both interest and accessibility, and both teaching and study of the early Buddhist suttas, Panya, developing through study-based learning, contemplation-based understanding, and through meditation-based wisdom. The Buddha's threefold training of Sila, Samadhi, and Panya. While the revival of meditation and sutta teachings is now greatly widespread among all spheres of the Sangha, both lay and monastic, of the traditional threefold training divisions of the Noble Eightfold Path, foundational and enlightening Sila teachings and training in Buddhist ethics and moral virtue have lagged behind, but are also now beginning an important and much needed revival. We see this revival in three ways. One, in the emphasis on Sila being spread to serious lay practitioners through Vipassana retreats. Two, in Patimokkha Sila, spreading with the globalization of the Forest and Insight traditions Bhikkhus communities. And three, in the revival of the Theravāda Bhikkhunī Saṅgha. It's on this last I would like to pause, reflect, and give due credit here now. Revival of Patimokkha Sila. Traditionally in early Buddhism, the Patimokkha Sila of the Bhikkhu and Bhikkhunī Saṅghas is greatly revered, both in its support for personal liberation as a strong foundation for trainings in meditation and wisdom, as well as, and perhaps even more so, for its benefits for the strength, integrity, and endurance of the healthy whole Buddhist community. When bhikkhus and bhikkhunis, upasakas and upasikas maintain respect and reverence for the teacher, the Dhamma, and the Sangha, for the training, and for each other, after the final Nibbana of the Tathāgata. This is the cause, this is the reason whereby the true Dhamma lasts long after the final Nibbana of the Tathāgata. This is the Buddha speaking as recorded in the Kimbila Sutta, the numerical discourses. He frequently states likewise in the Anguttara Nikaya and also in the Samyutta Nikaya suttas. I would like to commend those outstanding members of the Buddhist Fourfold community who have, during this period of revival, worked so hard for the strengthening of Buddhism through the revival of full Patimokkha Sila for women, a very large percentage of the Buddhist population worldwide. Whether it be the great master Mingun Jetawān Sayadaw, the teacher of Mahasi Sayadaw, one of the most notable of the founding teachers of the aforementioned worldwide Vipassana traditions, or Anagarika Dhammapala and the leaders of the Maha Bodhi Society of India, past and present, who worked tirelessly for the revival of our Buddhist heritage in India, or the international patriarchs of the Sri Lankan and Cambodian Sanghas, such as the Most Venerable Heavenpola Ratanasara Sanghanayaka Thero and Samdet Pramahagosananda, or more recently the Venerable Bhikkhu Brahmavamso Mahathero, popularly known as Ajahn Brahm, and the Venerable Bhikkhu Bodhi Mahathero, who have also emerged as world-class luminaries for both their sutta and meditation teachings, together with their support for the revival of the Bhikkhunī Saṅgha, supporting revival of Sila as well as Samadhi and Panya. I would also like to commend my courageous and enormously dedicated Bhikkhuni Therī peers, some of the foremost of them here with us today with the UTBSI, who have together birthed this revival with their own bodies from an otherworldly dream concept into a lived reality manifest in our own world now, opening up the real-life possibilities for increasing numbers of sincere, faithful Buddhist women whose hearts incline to the full living of the monastic path set forth by the Buddha, to be able to do so. The third great revival. May the moral excellence of the Bhikkhunis, together with our growth in meditation and Dhamma study and wisdom through this Dhamma program, offer a worthy contribution to the Buddha's intention when he said, Yo hoti viyatocha visaratocha bahusuto Dhammadharocha hoti Dhammasahoti anudhammachari Sathadiso uchati Sanghasopanam. They who are knowledgeable and confident, very learned and expert in the Dhamma, who live according to the Dhamma, such ones are the beautifiers of the Sangha. Bhikkhu cha sila sampano Bhikkhuni cha bahusutta upasako chayo sato yacha sata upasika. The bhikkhu consummate in moral virtue, the bhikkhuni who is widely learned, the male lay disciple who has faith, and the confident female lay disciple. Ete ko sanghang sopenti, Etehi Sangha Sobhanati. These illuminate the Sangha. These are the beautifiers of the Sangha. The Buddha, Sangha Sobhanagata, verses on the illumination of the Sangha from the Sobhana Sutta, the numerical discourses. Dedication. May our coming together now under the umbrella of the newly inaugurated United Theravāda Bhikkhunī Saṅgha International, a movement of virtuous unity and harmony in the Sangha, in a world so riven by conflicts, be for all our growth in the way of the Buddha, and for our together walking of the path of the Buddha unto its full fulfillment. Amhakan Tigaratang Hitaya Sukhaya, for all of our long-term benefit and the happiness it gives us. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. The end of pioneering Dhamma journeys, acknowledging the significant contribution of the Bhikkhuni revival to the renewal of the early Buddhist three trainings of Sila, Samadhi, and Panya.
Thank you very much, Venerable Bhikkhuni Tathālokā Theri, for her inspirational sharing on the Dhamma journey and also on the Sangha journey. So now, without further ado, we would like to also bring you further to know and to see what have the Bhikkhuni done in other parts of the world. Now I'd like to invite you to travel with us to the Suññatā Bhikkhunī Ārāma in Vietnam. It's wonderful, isn't it, to see that all the Āramas that we visited is so serene, and the existence of all this Ārāma is for the support for the Popo Sangha to continue to grow and to bring this well-being and also this noble path to more and more people. Looking at the video when the nuns are meditating, bring us back to the Buddha's time under the mango grove. And I think this helps us to recall to mind our purpose, our journey of life, to unfold the Dhamma in our heart, so we'll be able to realize the noble path that the Buddha has shown us. So now let's also listen to what Venerable Bhikkhunī Phap, Theri, in her journey in the Dhamma and in person to share with us. And although today it was said that at her Ārāma there's no electricity, but with modern technology we are still able to connect and to hear from her. So let us now put our palms together and we welcome Venerable Bhikkhunī Phap Theri to share her Dhamma journey.
Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya. Respected Venerable Pete Seewalee Maha Thero, the General Secretary of Maha Buddhist Society of India, respected all the Venerable Bhikkhunis, members of the United Theravāda Bhikkhunī Saṅgha International, dear friends in the Dhamma. Being a founding member and the secretary of the UTBSI, I'm very happy that today our UTBSI started to launch our Dhamma program online. I am requested by Venerable Santini and Venerable Sumangala, the chief coordinator of this Dhamma program, to say something about my inspiration Dhamma journey. In fact, my Dhamma journey began when I was still a small girl. I was born in a traditional Buddhist family in Hue City of Vietnam. Since I was small, I participated in a Buddhist organization called Buddhist Family. This is an organization of lay people of all ages, from the primary school students to very old, 70, 80 years old adult. Every Sunday afternoon, since I was at primary school, I would go to the temple, and we had a lot of activities at the temple. This Buddhist family organization is a combination of Buddhist organization and a Boy Scout or Girl Scout style. It means that every Sunday we go to the temple, but apart from chanting, meditating, and learning the Dhamma, we also have a lot of outdoor activities, such as learning how to understand and transfer the MOS or the semaphore signals. We also learn how to sound the codes and to go camping and have a lot of sport or outdoor activities. I remember that since I was small, I learned a lot of Dhamma teaching. For example, when we were about 7 years or 8 years, we were taught the life story of the Buddha, the Buddhist stories from the Jatakas, and also some basic rules for us. For example, for the children, we have 3 rules. The first is, I always remember and learn from the Buddha. The second, I respect my parents and harmonize with my siblings. And the third is, I love people and animals. And when we become adults, we have more rules, especially the 5 precepts: not to kill, not to steal, not to have missexual conduct, not to tell lie, and not to take alcohol and intoxicants. So I was imbued with the Dhamma teaching since small age. And when I grow up, I also attended many other Dhamma classes conducted by our Mahayana teachers. Because I was in Huế City, in the middle of Vietnam, where Mahayana Buddhism is very popular. After I graduated from university, I became a nun in the Mahayana tradition, following the Pure Land lineage. When I was at the temple, so much chanting, so much work, and very less time for studying and meditating. And I also that many monks and nuns, they work so hard, but they don't know how to meditate and how to control their mind. So our life is rather complicated. We have mental defilements, greed, hatred, and so on, but we don't know how to solve it. So after 2 or 3 years following this lineage, and I found that the method of practice doesn't suit me. That's why I started to study about other traditions. And fortunately, I read some books by my master, who is a Theravāda monk. And his way of teaching is very clear, very focused, and very practical. I was impressed with this teaching, so I asked him to accept me to the nunnery that he has founded to train about 15 nuns in Bụt Long Temple in Ho Chi Minh City. So I shifted from Huế City to Ho Chi Minh City, and I was trained under my master for 5 years before I came to India to study at Delhi University. During the 15 years I stayed in Delhi University, I have the opportunity to learn the Pali, Abhidhamma, and Buddhist histories, Buddhist philosophy, etc. And I also had the chance to attend many international Dhamma conferences, especially Sakatita and global Buddhist conferences. And during this time, I also came to know about the Theravāda Bhikkhunī ordination, which started in Sanat in 1996, and then in Bodh Gaya in 1998. And in 2002, with the assistance from Mrs. Ranjani De Silva and also Venerable Sudarsana from Sri Lanka, together with my Dhamma sisters, Suññatā and Dhammananda and Punyafasi, we came to Sri Lanka to get Bhikkhunī ordination. 2 years later, my two other Dhamma sisters, Kemanandi and Dhammananda, also got ordained in Anuradhapura in 2004. But after that, no more nuns in Vietnam got Bhikkhunī ordination. That's why in 2012, before I graduated from Delhi University, I decided to organize an international Bhikkhunī ordination in Maha Nunnery in Vaishali, and with the help of our Mataji, the chief abbot of Maha Nunnery, we sponsor the 8 precept nuns from Vietnam to come to India in Vaishali to get full ordination. And since then, we also have ordination in Sri Lanka, in Indonesia, and also in Bodh Gaya lately. Now in Vietnam, we have about 50 Bhikkhunis and about 70 Samaneris. Our Sangha till now is only about 100 Bhikkhunis, Samaneris, and Anagarikas, but we are still growing and developing. However, we are not fully recognized by the Theravāda Bhikkhunī Saṅgha or by the government religious council. But there are some senior nuns in Mahayana tradition and also several Theravada senior bhikkhus who are supporting us to get the full recognition of the Theravāda Bhikkhunī Saṅgha. And I hope that now with the support of the international organization, United Theravāda Bhikkhunī Saṅgha International, we will together have a very good plan and scheme of action so that the Bhikkhunī Saṅgha of our various countries in Asia, in America, and in Europe, and in Australia, we are all acting together, uniting together for the common cause, that is the establishment and development of the Theravāda Bhikkhunī Saṅgha in our countries. And with these Dhamma activities, with the online classes, and with our experienced and knowledgeable senior bhikkhunis like Venerable Tathālokā from America, Venerable Santini from Indonesia, Venerable Dhammananda from Thailand, Venerable Bodhicitta from Sri Lanka, Venerable Sumangala from Malaysia. And under the instruction of the bhikkhus from Sri Lanka and India, such as Bhante Seewalee, the General Secretary of the Maha Buddhist Society of India, they are our leader, our spiritual guide, and always accompany us on the way of Dhamma propagation and Bhikkhuni development. In the future, we will have classes for monastic training, and I will take care of the English Pali English classes for our nuns as well as for our lay devotees who are interested in learning the Pali language. And I hope that with our common effort, we will together participate and contribute in the Dhamma propagation, in the monastery training, so that we all together will walk firmly on the path to the realization and liberation of the Nibbana. We are on the right path and we are with the right companions. And I'm sure that we are firmly destined to our final goal, that is the Nibbana and the happiness for all living beings. With this, I would like to conclude my talk here, and I would play the triple gem to protect our Sangha, to have good health, happiness, and success in our Dhamma propagation. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So again, with much happiness in our mind to see and to hear from our senior bhikkhuni, their journey and how they are offering this service of the Dhamma after tasted the taste of the Dhamma. The bhikkhunis, the senior bhikkhunis have worked very well to continue to develop and also to make progress for these 4 assemblies and to bring this Dhamma to more and more people. So having traveled from Indonesia to USA to Vietnam, let us now invite you to visit Thailand.
I pay my respect to Venerable Seewalee, Maha Thero of Maha Bodhi Society of India, and also respect to Maha Sangha. Greetings to all the Upasaka and Upasika. Thank you so much for joining in this virtual conference. It is a good news, very happy news that we have finally come together as United Theravāda Bhikkhunī Saṅgha. Rejoice. We have to rejoice, you know. We here in Thailand, it's very much involved in establishing Bhikkhunī Saṅgha since my mother's time. That is, you know, this temple has been here for 60 years, and my mother at that time, she was ordained in 1971. There was no Theravāda Bhikkhunī ordination yet, so she went to be ordained from Taiwan. But in my time, I took ordination, my first ordination in 2001. At that time, ordination for Theravāda Bhikkhunī already started in 1998. So our temple since then has been always the temple for Bhikkhunī, and now more on training for the Theravāda Bhikkhunī Saṅgha. My role in UTBSI is to help with the monastic training. So we offer monastic training since my mother's time. You know, I myself involved in the training, not only for the monastics. In my early days, the training for lay women, and then training for now Samaneris and Bhikkhunis. So the monastic training has been involved since then. This is a space that we provide for not only Thai Bhikkhunis, but also for international Bhikkhunī Saṅgha to come together, to be trained together, to study together. In 1 year, you know, during the Vasa, we had Vietnamese Bhikkhunis on one side and Indian Bhikkhunis on another side. And I was teaching in English, translated into Vietnamese, translated into Marathi. At that time, it was Marathi. So it was very interesting how we involved together. The Theravāda Bhikkhunī, we involved together in order to bring about the qualified Bhikkhunis, so that in the future we can be strength to Buddhism. So we rejoice that United Theravāda Bhikkhunī Saṅgha International has been established and we are part of it. And you realize that now when you come to Thailand as Bhikkhunis, you will always have residence to stay, temporary if you like, for training if you like. So most welcome to every one of you who are passing through Thailand. Thank you so much for being with us in this particular virtual conference.
Thank you so much, Venerable Bhikkhuni Dhammananda Therī. Just now we heard from Venerable Bhikkhuni Phap and also Venerable Bhikkhuni Dhammananda. Both of them are very well learned and they are university teachers and professors. And so far as we have heard from some of the senior bhikkhunis, what is also special about Venerable Bhikkhuni Dhammananda, she was actually a professor in university, teaching for a long time before she was ordained. She was also married with children and also with grandchildren. But she decided to go forth and to ordain as a bhikkhuni so that she can continue to promote the Buddha Sasana for the well-being of the many. So in this way, we can see that the Dhamma is for all and for those who have seen the path and wish to walk the noble path in the one of the great pillars, the Bhikkhunī Saṅgha, that it is possible for the good training to lead us to a fruitful monastic life so that we can become a great benefit for more people to embrace. She may have a few children, like 3 sons and 6 grandchildren, but as a bhikkhuni, I think she will have a lot more children and grandchildren in the sense of the connection through the Dhamma. So with the introduction to bhikkhunis and the United Theravāda Bhikkhunī Saṅgha International's function for bringing all bhikkhunis together, let us also now hear from Bhikkhuni Bodhicitta, Sri Lankan nun based in Melbourne. And she was also an Anagarika before in 2006, for almost a year with Ajahn Chah's forest tradition, before she ordained as a Samaneri in 2007. So in 2010, Venerable Bhikkhuni Bodhicitta Therī received her Upasampada in Sri Lanka under the tutelage of Venerable Dr. M. Punaji Mahathera, and also the late Venerable Professor Dr. Bhikkhuni Kusuma, and several senior Sangha members in Sri Lanka. Today, we also like to also hear from her. And Venerable Bhikkhuni in the past is a graduate in biomedicine. And to her surprise also, after her career as a medical scientist in Australia, she has a turning point to the Dhamma in viewing life in a different paradigm. Thus, she began her homeless life. So first, we would like to introduce the Ārāma that she is leading, and later followed by a speech by Venerable on the journey on the Dhamma. So let us welcome the tour to Nisala Ārāma.
Nisala Ārāma, that means the Center for Inner Peace and Happiness. I'm not too sure whether all of you know here, there is actually a Nisala Ārāma here in Australia as well as a Nisala Ārāma in Sri Lanka. So allow me to talk a little bit about the Nisala Ārāma here in Australia and some of the fantastic work done by the Mehenin Wahanse and the community to spread the Dhamma. So you will see some of the photos here at the Nisala Ārāma in Australia here in Dandenong, but some of you may already aware this is known as a Sangha resident or a priest resident because we do not have an official Ārāma or a temple dedicated for Nisala Ārāna at this moment. So Mehenin Wahanse conduct a lot of events in the community with the help of council, conducted a number of retreats. Those who have participated in the past may have experienced some of the great work and also assisting our younger community, especially Mehenin Wahanse, spread Dhamma in English, especially for the Australian Sri Lankan community here, especially our children, the younger generation. Allow me to explain a little bit more about how it is set up in Sri Lanka, and I will walk you through what are some of the activities has happened in the past in Sri Lanka. So you will see this is the Nisala Ārāna Sri Lanka. This was founded back in 2010. This is situated in the district of Kalutara, and there is a village named Karawa. So this is, according to Mehenin Wahanse, if I explain the geographical location of this, it is like an alms bowl turned upside down. That means it's somewhat a mountain, and at the top, that is the kutia or the main vihara, and around that is where the Sangha Vasa and the meditation kutis is set up. So as you can see, it's set up in a very peaceful, very much in nature, very Ārāma monastic, ritualistic style. That's how the way it is set up. So let's go in a little bit further and let's look at some of the work that is happening in Sri Lanka. So as you can see, there is a 3-story building you can see, and it is dedicated for the most venerable Dr. Madhavala Bhante Punnaji Memorial Center. Those of you know Bhante Punnaji, probably our community of Sangha is across the great work done by Bhante Punnaji, and our Bodhisattva Mehenin Wahanse was fortunate enough to receive the teachings and closely associated Bhante Punnaji as a student. So in respect, as if you know, a few months ago, Bhante Punnaji passed away. So in respect, this building is dedicated for Bhante Punnaji, and you can see the great plan here is to do a lot of the retreats, meditation work here. On the ground floor is dedicated for like dormitory where people can come and stay and do the resident retreats. And the second floor is actually a commercial kitchen, so we can cater for the wider audience. And the top is, on the third floor is the meditation hall, and also a great library where the people, including the Bhikkhu, Bhikkhuni, Upasaka, Upasika, the 4 types of people can access the great teachings and the Dhamma books. Here you can see Venerable Bodhicitta with Bhante Punnaji in a couple of the photos, and these are some of the inside photos of that building you saw. And even the construction was done with great consideration. We're very much using a lot of the natural material to have the free airflow and natural sunlight, pretty much in line with the Buddhist teachings, very much connected to the nature, to the fauna and flora. So that's a great concept. As you can see, used a lot of the bamboo structures and wooden panels with a lot of open areas. Here you will see a small shrine room and a small stupa, sort of at the top of the monastery, or sort of on top of the mountain. And we have a small Bodhi tree overlooking the paddy fields, very much a Sri Lankan culture, Buddhist culture. Here, these are the meditation, not the center, these are the kuti, places where the lay and the bhikkhus can stay when they come for residential retreats. And there are 10 units at the moment, and the beautiful thing about this is each has their own walking meditation path, which is somewhat unique, and it is covered even in the rain or during the rainy season. People come and stay and meditate and practice Dhamma. There are 10 kutis here at the moment, and the way it is built up is once you're in a kuti, you cannot see any other kutis or any other units, so it's very much secluded for that specific area. So you can see on the photo, the middle photo there, a resident lay devotee is practicing walking meditation. And Mehin Vahanse has conducted a number of these events in Sri Lanka for both lay people as well as for male and female bhikkhus. Come and stay there and practice and learn Buddhist teachings and meditation. So that's a great service for the Sri Lankan community, but not just for the Sri Lankan community, also for the visiting monks from overseas come and stay here. So I just wanted to use this opportunity to highlight and showcase some of the great work has done in Sri Lanka, because some of you may not be aware of it. So I use this opportunity to enhance that great work. As you can see, these some other photos of the Kudis, and the middle photo is taken during one of those retreats or resident meditation events. And yes, the last one is a peacock, because we did mention we're pretty much in the nature, so all the animals are part of it, and they're welcome to come and go.
We have able to see the development in the Sri Lanka and also in Melbourne, Australia. And we can also see that the bhikkhus, the bhikkhunis are working together to bring this Dhamma to more and more people. And also the support of Upasaka and Upasika. And this make the four pillars become stronger. And the United Theravāda Bhikkhunī Saṅgha International is truly coming internationally to support each other and to grow together. So this is the way to progress. And we would also continue to show you another two places. And this time it will come to the central of the globe. There is to Malaysia. We'd like to introduce you to Ariya Vihara Buddhist Center in Malaysia. And before that, we will hear from Bhikkhuni Bodhicitta.
I pay my humble respect to the Maha Sangha, and with the permission of the Maha Sangha, may I speak few words. I'm so honored to speak few words in this gathering, and so much merit for inviting me. First of all, I would like to show my gratitude to the great Anagarika Dharmapalathumā and to his work and for forming the Maha Bodhi Society of India. It is from that Maha Bodhi Society of India that the revival of the Theravāda Bhikkhunī was started. After more than 1,000 years of silence, the Theravāda Bhikkhunī order was revived by, at that time, the president of Maha Bodhi Society in India, Bhante Vipulasara Thero, in 1996, started reviving the Bhikkhunī order. And from that revival, starting from late Venerable Dr. Bhikkhuni Kusuma Therī, up to now, the Bhikkhunis exist, and they are now all around the world. They are spreading, but unfortunately, after Venerable Vipulasara Thero passed away, there was no one to give the leadership to this revived Bhikkhuni order. So it didn't do well as it should have done. So it's still struggling. So now, like the Arahant Mahinda Thero visiting Sri Lanka and reviving the Buddhism in Sri Lanka, the Buddha paid 3 visits to Sri Lanka. But it was after Venerable Mahinda Thero's visit that it really took root. and really got established in Sri Lanka. So in the same way, from India, always it is from India where the Buddha was born. These missions were taken to Sri Lanka and to all around the world. So now again from India, from the Maha Bodhi Society of India, now the General Secretary of Maha Bodhi Society of India, Bhante Seewalee Thero, is taking the leadership again to help this revived Bhikkhuni order to establish, to well establish and to strengthen it. So the Bhikkhunis could serve the Buddha Sasana and help to make this place a better place. As you can see, all the Bhikkhuni coordinators here who have come here to found this organization under the guidance of Bhante Seewalee Thero have done so much on their own. They have pioneered and they have established centers in their own countries, and they are giving a leadership and they are showing all the great qualities that their ancestors had, like Venerable Sanghamita Theri and all the other Maha Theris. They are also showing all that strength and courage and their goodness and wisdom, and they are doing whatever they can do. But imagine what they have done as individuals. If they come together united and they start supporting each other and they share their skills and they bring everything together, we say the united we stand, we can rise. So they can do a lot more. They can be very strong and they can do a lot more, and they can with this unity spread this Dhamma to the four corners of the world. So I really want to pay my respect to Bhante Seewalee for bringing all these exemplary Bhikkhunis together and giving them this foundation for them to take hand in hand and be united and then be strong and to help spread the Dhamma all around the world. So I wish, may this United Theravāda Bhikkhunī International Sangha Association be able to survive and stay strong as long as the Buddha Sasana exists on this earth. May the Bhikkhunis also be able to serve the world. May they be able to walk the footsteps of their father and the mother. And may these Bhikkhunis be able to lead by example and help many ladies and the men and the women, Upasaka and Upasikas, and help them also to find peace in their heart. There have been no other time in the history that Dhamma is needed like this, because everywhere there's fire. We have all the luxuries, we have all the means to fulfill our desires, our needs. We have technology, we have gadgets, we have anything and everything you wish. But the plague of the century is unhappiness. Never ever in the history that we have seen this much of unhappiness raining, pouring down. Everyone's heart is full of sorrow. They are physically, mentally suffering. The stress is the plague of the century. So this is where the Buddhism can help. No matter what we have from outwardly, trying to please your senses as much as you want and indulge in the luxury and everything, but we are still unhappy. So how to bring this unhappiness to an end? How to be happy? That's what Buddha really showed. There is two ways to be happy. One is that you pleasing your senses and find short-term happiness but having long-term consequences. And bringing the stress and having more and more ill health and short life and lot of stress and depression and mental illness, and even leading towards a suicide. That is by trying to taste that short term, the dangerous happiness by pleasing your senses. But Buddha pointed out there is another way of finding happiness. It's by relaxing. It's by living a meaningful life. It's by developing the goodness and wisdom, not running, not competing, not depending on external things, but living a meaningful life and developing your goodness and wisdom brings more stable peace to your heart, and also as a result of that, happiness. So that is very good quality and long term, and you can bring your mind to the stability to a point where no vicissitude of life can shake you. You will have an unshakable mind. So you will be happy until you die if you come to this point, if you develop your mind to that point. So this is why I said we need the Dhamma today, because that's the only thing that extinguishes all the fires in the heart and the mind. So may these bhikkhunis be able to help as many as possible, and may they be able to spread this Dhamma to the four corners of the world. By themselves they have done so much, so I can imagine coming together united what they can do. And may they be able to help many and many, and may everyone on earth be able to come in contact with this Dhamma and benefit from this Dhamma, practice the Dhamma, and have peace and happiness in the minds and the heart, and stop hurting each other, stop doing things that increases stress, but find the real way, the path to peace and happiness. And may everyone be able to live peacefully, harmoniously, and happily one fine day. So I hope that day won't be long. Let us be able to work hard to bring that dream to a reality. This was Buddha's dream, to help everyone to be free from suffering. And it is this Dhamma that can show the path to that. So I hope the Buddha's children, the bhikkhus and the bhikkhunis, we all can work together and get the support from the bhikkhus. And so the bhikkhunis can now get stronger and work like the bhikkhus and help the world to bring peace and happiness. So I wish you all the best. May Bhante Seewalee and all the other Sangha members, and may all the bhikkhunis, the Aryas, may you all find good health, strength, long life, and may all your good aspirations come true, and may you all find the support and all the things that you need to spread the Dhamma to the four corners of the world. And may your missions be successful, and may you all be able to touch many hearts and extinguish many fires and lead by example and bring peace to the earth. May you all be peace workers. May you all live long. May you all be well, comfortable, peaceful and happy. I wish you all the best and success. Take care. Theravāda Saranai.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So we thank Venerable Bhikkhuni Bodhicitta Therī for reminding us the heedfulness in the journey for revival, for development, and also for progress. So in the interest of the time, we will bring you straight to get to know the Ariya Vihara in Malaysia, Bhikkhunī Saṅgha that we just established not long ago in 2015. Ariya Vihara is bare generosity, morality, samadhi, wisdom, and awakening continue to be developed and realized for everyone's well-being and benefits. Ariya Vihara was established on the 10th of August 2015, and currently we are operating from a shop lot at Bandar Sri Damansara. Ariya Vihara means noble abode, a place of spiritual cultivation for the monastic and devotees to progress in the Dhamma. In November 2019, Ariya Vihara was very fortunate to be granted a piece of land of 0.45 acre, Aribi land from the state government. And we dedicate this piece of land for the construction of the first Malaysian Theravāda Bhikkhunī Saṅgha and a Dhamma training center for families. I was inspired by the late Chief Venerable K. Sri Dhammananda Nayaka Maha to lead and to develop a Bhikkhuni center for the training of Bhikkhunī Saṅgha. He said, a car with 4 wheels will be more stable and can run faster compared to a 3-wheeler. So too, the 4 assemblies, the Bhikkhu Saṅgha, the Bhikkhunī Saṅgha, Upasakas and Upasikas will make the Buddha Sasana continue to be more stable and can progress further. However, as he was very old, he said, someone has to take the lead to construct a Bhikkhuni center and to provide a good, proper training program for the nuns. Then the Bhikkhuni Saṅgha will flourish for the well-being, for the happiness, and for the benefit of the many. At Ariya Vihara, we provide many Dhamma programs for Dana, Sila, and Bhavana to be cultivated. With all this offering of compassion to the society, we also hope that this will help more people to be well and happy, and may they too be able to help themselves. And once they are able to help themselves, they are also helping others. Thank you. So thank you very much, and indeed we are very thankful to Venerable Bhikkhu B. Sarankara Thera, who have always kindly supporting us, and also Venerable Dhammapala, who also have very kindly supported us in many ways for the Bhikkhunī Saṅgha to grow in Malaysia. So without further ado, we would also like to introduce to you the work of the Venerable Bhikkhuni Santini Therī and her Bhikkhunis in Indonesia. So let us again put our arms together and also sit back and relax to view the work of the Bhikkhunis. We rejoice today we can see the word of Sukha Sangasa Samagi. Unity or happy is the unity of the Sangha. So we have successfully launched the UTBSI Dhamma program and with the Jaya Parita for all the success for the 4 pillars of the Buddha to continue to make progress in the Dhamma and to bring this beautiful Dhamma to all. So let us, before we conclude, I'd like to invite Venerable Ayya Santini, Therī, Maha Therī, to also give us all the blessings for all the merits accrued and also to share this merit. So with gladdened heart, we now invite Ayya Santini to lead us on the blessings. Thank you.
We certainly hope that Dhamma program goes well and benefits to us and many people. We wish Bhante P. Seewalee Maha Thero a fast and full recovery. May all beings be happy. Sabba buddhanubhavena sabba dhamma bhavena sabba sanghanubhavena buddharatanam dhammaratanam sangaratanam tinam ratananam anubhavena caturasiti sahasa dhammam kanda nubhavena pitakataya nubhavena jinasawaka nubhavena sambete roga sambete baya sambete antaraya sambete upandawa sambete nimitta sambete awamangala vinasantu ayu wadako dana wadako siri wadako yasa wadako bala wadako wana wadako sukha wadako wadu sambada Karuangabaya wera soka tuju pandawa aneka antaraya piwinasantu jate jasa jaya siddhi danang labang soati bagyang sukang balang siri ayu cawan waja boagang wadi jaya sawa wasaja ayu jiwa siddhi bhavantu te bhavatu samba manggalang rakhantu samba dewata samba buddha nubhavena sada swadhiya bhavantu te bhavatu samba manggalang rakhantu samba dewata samba dhammanubhavena sada swadhiya bhavantu te bhavatu sabba manggalang rakhantu sabba dewata sabba sanghanu bhavena sada swadhiya bhavantu te sadhu
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So in the Buddha's teaching, we learn that when we learn Dhamma, we have to be steadfast in doing good. So United Theravāda Bhikkhunī Saṅgha International has in the pipeline prepared a lot of good programs for everyone. And we thank Ayya Santini for her able leadership in this program. And we'd like to now introduce you to our future program in this year to benefit more and more people. So let us look at the coming up of the future program, and please mark in your calendar to join us again. So the first, we'd like to invite you to the first program upcoming. There's in February. The next slide, please. In February 17th to 23rd, we'll be commemorating the Venerable Maha Pajapati Gautami Maha Parinirvāna Day, and we have 7 days of Dhamma talk, which will be Indian time, that is 6:30 to 8:30 a.m. And so please join us to commemorate this great day. The leader of the Bhikkhunī Saṅgha in the past and also up to the present. And this is the first program that we are catering for all, 17th to 23rd February. The second one is in April 10th, which the title will be Blessings of the 5 Reverences. And indeed, getting to know this will help us to receive more and more blessings. Next slide, please. And in July 10, we will have another program titled Benefits of Bhavana, Mental Cultivation. And in August, we will have another program, 14th of August, that will be Dhamma and Discipline as our teacher. So we invite everyone to join us again and mark this date for our Dhamma program, so we can hear more and more from the Bhikkhunī Saṅgha, and also to learn from the 4 assemblies for the advancement of the Buddha Sasana and for everyone's well-being. So with that, we'd like to thank everyone, and firstly to our most venerable Seewalee Thero from Maha Bodhi Society, India, and also to all our Maha Theris, invited speakers, to Venerable Bhikkhunī Tathālokā Therī, to Venerable Bhikkhunī Santini Therī, to Venerable Bhikkhunī Vidithadhammā Therī, to Venerable Bhikkhunī Dhammananda Therī, to Venerable Bhikkhunī Bodhicitta Therī. And also we'd like to thank Mr. Vimalendra Kumar from MBSI headquarters of Kolkata, and all our Dhamma brothers and sisters, and from the whole world, joining us today to launch this program. So we really thank you all for your support and for your coming together to also learn and also to understand the world of the Bhikkhunī Saṅgha that helps to strengthen the pillar, the 4 assembly, so that this complete Sangha will be able to bring forth this good teaching of the Buddha for the prolongation of the Sasana and for the benefit of many people, to walk the noble way and to bring peace and harmony to the world. So again, we'd like to thank everyone, and may all be inspired by the Dhamma, and may all grow in the Sangha, and may we continue to have the heart of the Buddha all the way until we realize the ultimate Nibbana. So thank you all very much for joining us And please share our program with your friends for the upcoming program. And we again will see you as a daughter and sons of the Buddha who walks the path of the Buddha. So may this end of this good session will be beginning of another good practice. So we conclude this session by saying sadhu 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Wishing all a fruitful day.